Hi everyone, my name is Leslie Wubble. So today I'm going to show you how to use Loom. We've gone from real life office work to now virtual office work, as everyone knows since COVID. And now a lot of businesses are wondering, how do you collaborate remotely? How do you share ideas? How do you have debates and disagreements to improve those ideas to create better products? Loom is a great tool in which we can record a screen in a matter of seconds and then record our face to kind of add a human touch to it, and then share that with a link to another person or team. And there's some great use cases for Loom that I'll go over shortly. So in software development, if you're a software company, you're going to finish coding a feature, you go through the features flow and you share with the team, and then you get feedback on that feature before we hit production. That's one example where a QA person might find a bug, they record themselves explaining how they triggered the bug so it's easier to reproduce, and then share that with the team, and that has the information for the developer to make the fix. Finally, there's a great use case for product managers, UI, and UX designers, is that if I have a user story or a wireframe or a Figma prototype, I can go through that prototype or go through that story and share it with stakeholders and get feedback for the prototype from customers. So it's easier, for me to just kind of record myself for a few minutes, send it to a customer, see what they think, right? And that can be really helpful. There are some alternatives to Loom. So Loom, there's OBS, where it's an open source free recording software in which you can record longer, for 30 minutes to hour or more. And then you can also stream real-time video and audio. Loom has a limit. It's based on a freemium model, right? So I get a free 5-minute recording time with Loom, which I think is great because it forces people to be a little bit more concise with their speaking and thinking. But there's the downside, is that if you want more recording time, you need to pay a Loom subscription. But Loom will let you have like 30 free recordings for 5 minutes, and that usually lasts for a year, and that's pretty good in general. So now let's try to use Loom. So in my lower left bar, I've already installed Loom. You'll just go to their website, install Loom. But once you have it installed, you should get this widget here. Now, in this widget, you have some options. So you have kind of a full screen option and then a video option. And here you can click it to select different webcams or other kind of things that you want to stream to that output. And then you have your microphone that we can like turn off and on, or I can turn the webcam off and on like this. So when I turn the camera on, I get this little portrait of myself. I'm able to kind of show myself. I also can increase the size or expand it big like this. Um, how do I make it smaller so I can talk to you directly? Oh, let's bring Gloom up again. All right, great. So you can also just kind of close it or even make it smaller again. So, a great example of how, let's start using this. So all you need to do is press record. And I'm going to kind of pretend that I'm doing a display. So there will be a countdown: 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hi, everyone. This is my data science project. So I'm currently in an MBA course, and we had to look for some data, like a global list of supply chain. And this was a data set from Adidas. So I have all the factories from Adidas from all of their countries. And what this does is that we look at the suppliers by country. So some countries are going to be a lot larger, like China has 25% of Adidas manufacturing, and but some will be less than 1%. So that's harder to render on a graph. So we have this threshold variable to filter the data out and say, well, these countries are going to be put into a different bucket called others, because there's such a small percentage of the total graph. And then we're going to go through and kind of give the graph some color from like an orange gradient here. So we can choose a color. And then finally, we're going to plot it onto matplotlib with some font size Times Roman. And I also tried to make a different graph here. So we're just going to run that. So to run it, I just type Python, and then I'm going to run my script main. It's going to be main2. popped up on my other screen. Sorry about that. But here's the graph I've created. You can see that China makes up 25% of manufacturing, and Vietnam makes up 20%. So, there's some supply chain exposure to the tariffs. So if tariffs are put on 10% of the manufacturing, prices will probably increase for Adidas shoes. We don't know yet, but that is sort of how tariffs might work, for example. Then my other graph was a histogram plot, if I remember, or whiskers plot, as they call it. Might not have finished. Or there's a bug. Okay, let's assume there's a bug. Anyways, that's how you would use Loom, and then you would just go to the left and up. There's the graph. It just took a minute. So yeah, we did it by footwear, accessories, and apparel, and then we can see the outliers for the number of workers they're hiring for. They're hiring a lot for footwear because that's what they mostly do, and then the second is apparel, and this kind of gives us more information here. So, but that's how you would use Loom. And then on the left hand side, you can pause it. You can restart again or delete it. I think this is like, yeah, we did it. Kind of like an exciting we did it moment. And then you just stop it, right? Like this. And then you will get a Loom video shown up like this. There's like a little sound or indicator, and then your video is ready to share. So I would just kind of come in here and share it with myself. Anyone can view the link. Okay, share. I can share via Slack, or I could just copy the link. So when I paste the link, it just takes me right to the video. And then it also just listening to me speak. They're using probably some kind of machine learning tool to read what I was talking about and then labeled it for me automatically. And then you can just play the video. So it even does a little time marking. So introduction, graph analysis, impact, conclusion. So it just does a lot of little things to save you time. And there's a lot of side features or premium features you can kind of pay for, and then kind of like an upgrade of, what you're looking for. So here, for example, you can do a billing cycle of annual or monthly, and that could be around $240 there. So, Loom is more of a mature product for most B2B businesses, just to help them kind of collaborate more with them and describe these ideas. So, yeah, thank you for your time. That was Loom.